Hey there guys, Mason here, Cardinal Gaming. Thanks for watching. We gotta talk about some stuff that's going on. It's been going on, but I think as we see this hobby continue to grow, and as things get more and more expensive and have more value, we got to talk about what will ultimately probably put an end to all this hype and all this craziness that's going on in the Pokemon collecting and investing scene right now. And that's going to be fakes and scams out there. Being a card store owner, I see a lot of fakes come into my store. Not very uncommon to see with old WotC collections that come in. There's normally two things. There's normally a couple fake cards in there that maybe they traded for when they were a kid or something like that. Or, maybe they have kids that got into the hobby now and a younger kid brought their collection in, and I've had situations where they were all fake, and they had no idea, or there'll be some fakes sprinkled in there. Typically, they're pretty easy to find, and, so long as you know what you're looking for, you can spot them pretty quick and pull them out of there. There's plenty of YouTube videos and stuff like that that go over that. I may potentially go over some in a video in the future, but for now I'm just gonna leave it at that because I want to get through my talking point here. But yeah, there's two things: either fake cards, and there's always foreign language cards of some kind, not just Japanese. I've seen lots of stuff come in with German, Spanish, Italian, all these weird languages that you kind of wonder, like, how did you even get this kind of stuff? But it's always interesting. I actually had some fakes come in just yesterday. They were actually pretty good. Let me see if you guys can look at this card and see what's fake about it. Can you see it? Good old Rayquaza EX there. Let's see. That name on the top is a different font, which kind of gives it away, right? But to somebody that's not familiar with these or don't see these a lot, it is a very convincing fake. The font is the only thing that's really thrown it off. Pokemon normally uses more blocky font than that. This is kind of like has some more rounded corners and edges that Pokemon doesn't typically, whatever their font is that they use. This is not what they would use. Normally on good fakes, the back is really a dead giveaway because they spend a lot of time on the front a lot of times, but they don't spend a lot of time on the back. But this back is actually very convincing, pretty good. But you can already see as I move it, the shine and the shimmer of this card is all wrong. Look how shiny that is. Look how ridiculously shiny that is. Pokemon cards don't do this. They have like a textured finish that you'd be able to touch and feel the ridges in this. This is a very smooth card. So that's just a quick rundown of the easiest way to do things. But so I, being a store owner and having years and years of experience in dealing with this, I see these all the time, and I can see all them. Even when they came in and they were in sleeves, and all of these are fakes. And like I said, from a distance, look pretty good. If they're in sleeves, you probably wouldn't even notice. If you're flipping through a binder right away, if you did not pay attention to just the text that's on it. It's all really blurry, kind of like not. Sorry, it's not really picking up very good. See if you can see that a little better. It's just really blurry. It's not really defined. Not as clear that Pokemon is a professional trading card company that's been doing this for years and years. They know how to print cards in good quality, and they don't let that kind of stuff go. There'd never be a blurry picture, image, or text on cards like that. Not to that extent. So, yeah, like I said, I just got these in yesterday. I see them all the time. Fakes are definitely going to be out there. They've been common. Like I said, a good handful of collections that come in have them. Even modern stuff. They have old, base set WotC era stuff that comes in that is fake. And like I said, they got new stuff. These are, not brand new, but fairly new cards that have been very good fakes. Very good. So, and as we see more money and more people come into the hobby that especially not very knowledgeable, it'd be very easy to be duped by something like this. to be able to, you know, say this wasn't an obvious, you know, or low rarity card like this is. Maybe it was something higher, you know, higher end stuff. There's lots of proxies out there. Proxies is a word that means fake. Proxy is just a word that means fake. And proxy cards are, I hate the term because they are good, but they are fakes. Normally they are good enough to be in a category of proxies because they are so good, but at the end of the day, they're fakes, right? They have no value. They have no worth to me. I paid nothing on these. I said, hey, he was just going to throw them away in my trash can. I was like, hey, let me have those. I'll use them as examples for people when they come in to look for fakes. So we're going to see a lot more of this as the money and you know, people become more and more desperate to buy stuff that they can't find through other legitimate means, right? Your Wish.coms and your AliExpresses, you can buy Pokemon cards in there. 100% guaranteed, not real. But there will be people that go out there and buy them. And you can probably go out to, you know, peddlers malls, flea markets, stuff like that, and you'll find packs of Pokemon cards, just packs and packs of loose packs. Guaranteed fake. Do not buy those. They have no value. Your cards, well, if you have a little kid that just wants a bunch of shiny stuff, yeah, sure, okay. You're encouraging them to do this behavior, but not a terrible thing if you, you know, want to save money and, you know, give your kids a bunch of cool looking cards, as long as they don't trade them and get rid of them and act like they're real. That's fine, right? In fact, I even had a kid come in one time and say, oh, well, I'll just take them back then because I'll just go trade them at school. And I was like, actually, I'm just going to hold on to these. I'm not going to let you do that. You know, basically rip off a bunch of other kids now that you know they're fake. Yeah, I've had that too. But like I said, ultimately, the money that's in this hobby right now, I guarantee you there's people overseas that make these cards and looking at that, and they're going to be putting them on eBay. They're going to be putting them on, you know, Facebook groups, you know, Instagram groups, Discords, things like that. You will be seeing fakes come across more and more. And we've already seen where that affects the higher end market, right? With people like Dumb Money that just bought the first edition booster box that ended up being fake. They opened it right there, and you know, everything was absolutely not necessarily fake, but it was all you know, resealed and repackaged and made to look like it was real. And you know, we just had yesterday PokeRev, good box breaker that you know, is pretty popular. Had a Japanese Neo Genesis box that he opened, which was also fake. Very, very good fakes. In fact, it took him, even as somebody that like him, that sees these cards daily, you know, had to put them side by side basically to determine that they were fake. It was that good. So it's and he said he bought that 2 months ago. So you're seeing now, I guarantee they're ramping up production of stuff, and old stuff, new stuff, doesn't matter. We're going to see more stuff like this out there. You got to be careful. You got to be really knowledgeable where these packs are coming from. If you see anything that looks suspicious, probably better to be safe and just, you know, pass it over, especially things that have, you know, prices that are too good to be true. On eBay, that is always the same. If you get something for super cheap on eBay and you think you just got lucky, that doesn't exist in this market anymore. There's going to be people out there that are looking for this kind of stuff. And maybe they do this for like a business or a side hustle, and they understand that, you know, there's fakes out there, and they go, this is fake, I'm going to pass on it. And then it leaves it for somebody like you to come along that maybe doesn't know the signs of things being tampered with or resealed, or how the shrink wrap should look on a sealed product, and they're going to take advantage of you and let you deal with that instead of them. So that's the kind of stuff you got to look out for. You want to deal in stuff that has good quality pictures. If you're buying singles, always make sure that you have good quality pictures of the stuff in there. Obviously, this kind of makes grading like, hey, this is guaranteed authentic. Saves you the hassle of having to deal with all this kind of stuff, right? So that's kind of the point of grading, is authenticating. That's part of the deal. But you know, fakes are I imagine are going to be rampant here before too long. And like I said, they're really good. They're really convincing. Like I said, you would be if you weren't paying attention, you'd look right over them. So yeah, that's just kind of the stuff that we're gonna be looking at. And of course, higher end stuff. A lot of the stuff, like my Jungle First Edition box, you know, it has the Wizard of the Coast logo wrapping on it. You know, first base set didn't have that wrapping on it. Apparently Japanese early sets also didn't have that kind of wrapping on it either. So you know, having that kind of secure wrapping on it that's not duplicable, you know, it's not impossible to tamper with that and mess with it and get it through, but makes it very, very difficult to get in there and tamper with stuff and then reseal it in a convincing way. It's very, very difficult. So that's the kind of product you want to look for as well. There are some Pokemon products, even recent Pokemon products, that don't have that stuff on it. Like I think, I can't see right now. I think there's some Elite Trainer boxes that don't have that wrapping on it. I don't know why. It's really not a good thing. You'll also see stuff like in your Walmarts and your Targets, those big boxes. There are some issues right now with the glue on certain boxes not sealing properly, and the flaps will open up. I've had them in my shop, just sitting there. I'm pulling them out of the case from a distributor, a sealed box that is completely untamperable, you know, because it's got the stop tape and everything on it. I would notice if it was tampered. And out of those cases that they come in, they have the glue lifting up on those boxes and makes it look really, really sketchy. So there are production issues like that now, and there are some stuff that doesn't have that protective clear wrapping on it that you can tell should have the Pokemon symbol on it, right? So just, you know, on that kind of stuff, just be careful. You know, even somewhere like you know, if you're buying it from a big box store, I mean, that's the risk that you take. I've seen some very elaborate repacks and people, you know, returning that stuff. So just be careful. But yeah, I ultimately think that because of so much money that's in here and the unavailability, that's the word, of just genuine products like Vivid Voltage that's, you know, $160 a box right now. If we get a company like that that can scan get a good scan of those cards or high-res images and reproduce those, you know, you could be looking at a really bad disaster on your hands because there's just so much money in it. So yeah, just be careful, you know, and I would say use caution if you don't know what you're looking for, and if you don't know the kind of products that you're buying, what to look for. You can always go on eBay and look on eBay, make sure that seals are good and proper. Look for people with, make sure those, just, you know, the items are from, you know, high-rated sellers. Don't look at you know, the ones that have 20 feedback and are trying to sell you know, some big $50,000 box that's probably not a good picture to go off of, or sometimes it even is because they steal the pictures from somewhere else. But just, you know, use references and images like that to look at and really look at the packaging. You know, there's going to be a point where and Magic's been this way too. Again, me being a game store owner, I know there's some Magic cards that are super really good fakes. And we're gonna have to be busting out these guys to look for these stuff now, and really go over Pokemon cards and kind of look for dot patterns with a loop like this, you know, to kind of look for the print signs and the print signatures that you know, authentic cards have, and then you know, debunk stuff, because that's how it's gotten with Magic to an extent on a lot of I mean, they look super good. Like, you would not know if you did not know what to look for. You know, and I've had fakes come through my store, and I've had employees buy fake cards, and you know, before we went through and really taught everybody really well what to look for. So this becomes your best friend on high-end stuff, and with Pokemon, it's probably going to end up this way, because if they keep going the way they've been going and make these good of cards like this, it's a matter of time before they almost become, you know, where you can't tell the difference without something like a jeweler's loop to look at the dot pattern and the printing pattern on it. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that breaks markets and kind of shuts this stuff down and ruins these runs that of just high demand, is fear of being ripped off, being scammed, and fake stuff running around. It's gonna happen. You know, you see it in every industry that has, you know, a really strong secondary market. Like I said, Magic's has issues with it. You know, sneakers have, you know, high-end sneakers have stuff like that, issues like that. I mean, just you know, fake purses, you know, these very expensive purses. It's everything. Everything has these kind of issues, and it's going to take experts and, you know, to making videos and even examples of stuff that looks bad, because that's what it's going to come down to. If you don't know what you're doing, you got to do the research. You can't just buy the cheapest thing that's out there and think you're going to make money anymore, because you're not. There's just a good chance now that these things are going to be fake. So that's kind of stuff I want to talk about. You know, maybe that kind of fear in the market is going to drive some of the casuals out, which I would not be surprised. You know, probably the investors that are sitting on stuff probably won't be too concerned. But yeah, the casual people that are, you know, buying stuff, like I said, for as cheap as possible, we're going to start probably seeing those people be a little more conservative than what they have been, just buying anything and everything. So just be careful, like I said, and use, you know, develop some tools and some skill sets to, you know, spot fakes, because they're out there. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm going to do some other stuff, make another video maybe. I'll talk to you later, huh? Have a good day.